Okay, I've got about 7:03 Central Standard Time. So I'm going to go ahead and start moving forward. We've got a lot of content to cover today and this evening, depending on what time zone you're in. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So good evening, welcome, and thank you for joining me for the August 2024 year-to-date President's Update. As I said, we've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get rolling. And if I can get all my technology arrayed in front of me to work, we will get rolling. All right, what's the discussion guide look like for tonight? Well, we're going to cover some groundwork with vision and mission. We're going to go through our success framework quickly, spend a lot of time on programs, partners, and performance, close with hot minute on grid, and we might have a couple surprises in here along the way. So let's get going. So I'd like to start and just confirm our foundation, what we're all aligned to do as a team, as a family, as an organization. This is our vision. Our vision is to be the preferred motorsports community in the U.S., built on fun, passion, and access to an exhilarating motorsports experience. That's our BHAG, our big, hairy, audacious goal, the state we want to get to somewhere down the road. What we show up and work towards every day is our mission. And our mission is to fuel a safe, fun, and exciting motorsports experience for auto enthusiasts. Said another way, team, we want to be the gateway to the motorsports experience for grassroots enthusiasts. You know, if you want to say it another way and summarize it, that's the way I would do it. But, you know, sometimes words fail to kind of convey what being the gateway to grassroots enthusiasts might look, sound, and feel like. So I'm going to share a little video with you, and hopefully this helps articulate it.
Spectating here at the June sprints before I started racing, just watching 50, 60 cars come down into turn 5 really sparked that interest in me. And like, I want to be in that class. I want to be with a group of a lot of racers. My name is Stephanie Anderson. I raced a 2013 Mazda 2 in the B-Spec class. I've been an SCCA member since 2010. So I have to admit, my very first track day, I was told to move down to a different class because I was driving so slow. I just had the car in 3rd gear and I had no idea what I was doing. And I knew that I wanted to go through a competition racing school to learn how to become a racer and go into a racing program. I started racing Spec Miata in 2009, and by 2014, I already had a regional championship. And at that time, back in 2015, 2016, the Pirelli World Challenge Series was out and they had Touring Car B. And I realized that I could convert my street car Mazda 2 and run in a professional racing series. And so that's what made me transition over from Spec Miata over to B-Spec, because that became the B-Spec class here in the SCCA. The B-Spec class recently has been gaining a lot of attention and a lot of growth. And what I really love, similar to Spec Miata, is that no matter your talent level, is that there's always somebody to race with. And I love the fact that these are basically street cars that we've put safety equipment in, and we go racing and have fun, and they're very easy to maintain and just a blast to drive on the track. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a huge animal lover, and I have dogs and cats, and so I decided to kind of cat theme my car a little bit, and we have a shop cat that loves to walk on all of the race cars, and so I took vinyl kitty paw prints and put them all over my car because, you know, the power of Tuxie's always with us. She always wants us to go fast, so she walks in the cars and makes sure they're all safe. A few years back, I was racing at Blackhawk Farms in my Spec Miata, and I was in the pavilion. Racing, and she was rooting me on from the side and had to come find me. So it was really, really cool. It was a really great experience.
so great to have a June Sprints podium, and especially with Lynn St. James, one of my racing heroes here, to shake my hand and hand me my trophy. It was so great. I love it.
Well, I asked her, the first thing was how long she'd been racing, and she told me she'd been racing 14 years, which is really, really, it's heartwarming to see somebody that not only is doing it, but is doing it a long time and getting better every time and loves it. I can tell you love it.
Yes, I do. Thank you so
And
much.
you've got a lot of respect from your peers.
I think I do.
Yeah. No, I can feel that. I can see that.
Stephanie, what's it like to have her here today, cheering you on?
It's amazing. It's so heartwarming to have one of my racing heroes here to see me on the podium and to share it with me. So
Thank you. Thank you.
That's great. You know, sometimes it's great to have words to kind of define
Spectating here,
our vision and our mission. And sometimes it's better to see it sight, sound, and motion. Thank you to Stephanie and Lynn and Mazda and the team that produced that outstanding video. I think that's a great way to encapsulate the grassroots motorsports experience within the SCCA and road racing. So with that as kind of a great foundation, team, let's talk about what we're going to roll through for the rest of this. We're going to talk about our operating plan and how we're going to continue to achieve our mission and continue the momentum that we've currently got, focusing on member experience, operational excellence, and program experience and development, talking about people, process, programs, partners, and performance. So let's get started with the most important ingredient out of that roster, and that would be people, because without people, I mean, an operating plan is useless, and then unless you've got great people. And quick call out there in the photo montage you see there, since Stephanie was talking about her cat livery on her Mazda, I thought it was appropriate to include Jeff Barrow, our new road racing director, holding his fur son. I don't know what his official name is, but I know if you use the hashtag Glenny, GLENNY, on Instagram, you'll find Glenny's, he's got his own channel. So evidently, I know Jeff and the rest of the folks in this picture love hashtag fun with cars, but even I guess I didn't know that raccoons like to have fun with cars as well. So there you go. Who'd have thunk it? On a little bit more serious note, want to make sure everybody, when you see Corey Leon, who is our new road racing assistant manager and senior administrator, want to make sure that when you see him, and you're likely to see him at the runoffs in just about 45 days, that you might stop, introduce yourself, say hi to Corey. Corey will be working, like I said, as assistant manager and senior administrator, and will be working out of the Topeka office, reporting to Jeff Barrow. Another piece of people news. This was on SCCA.com and in Up to Speed, I believe. But I just want to stop and take a moment to recognize Hayward Wagner on his recent promotion to vice president of Rally, Solo, and Experiential. I haven't met anybody in the club that doesn't know Hayward, but in case you don't, a quick synopsis of his longstanding experience in the club, most recent experience in the club, is probably tied to Track Night in America, Time Trials National Tour, and Time Trials Nationals, among two things among many, where Hayward was one of the lead evangelists, working with a small, agile, and fierce team to bring those things to life. And when Hayward's not busy doing those things, he's very active in partner relationship leadership. Three folks that I know he works closely with: Tire Rack, Summit, and Haggerty. And I think if you checked with our client counterparts, our customer counterparts on the client side of the ball, with those partners, I think they'd say he does a damn good job, and we appreciate his effort there. So what you might not know is, to keep the Rally, Solo, and Experiential team moving forward in a unified direction, Hayward actually leads the largest staff and independent contractor team across the greatest number of programs in the club, and does a very good job doing that. And he's also one of the first folks, when you hear a fire alarm, you kind of sometimes want to know who can you count on to respond to that alarm. And in my experience, Hayward has proven himself and can be counted on to not only respond to those situations, but to respond in an appropriate, professional, and SCCA-centric manner. So again, Hayward, congrats. I think he's actually taken some time with his family this week up in Maine. So I hope he's enjoying that time. Let's dive into process real quick because, you know, to harness all the people power we've got across staff, 115 region teams and a cadre of outstanding stewards, chiefs, board leaders, and volunteers, we've got to have scalable processes and systems, right? So let's take a quick run through that. On the process front with MAP registration, as you know, the staff team has taken on a pretty big lift across the last 12 and 24 months, actually longer than that, working on the member account portal with great success, I might add. And I've shared a lot of that with you during the convention and during the division meetings. I also shared that we have taken on development of some registration functionality across this same within this same platform. And we've been working hard on that across the last 12 months. So I want to give you an update on how that's going. And just to level set, across 2023, with the registration functionality inside NetForum, inside MAP, which is the member account portal, we supported 27 events, and those 27 events represented about $500,000 in revenue. So where are we today, Mike? Well, year to date, we set a goal going into 2024 to support Starting Line, Time Trials National Tour, Time Trials Nats, and Track Night in America through NetForum registration across 2024. And our target out of the gate was to support 150 events and somewhere around $2 million in registration revenue. So the bold points that are on this slide right here are through the end of June. So we're basically halfway through the year. And you can see we've already supported 159 events. Those 159 events represent about 9,200 registrations, and that would be for both drivers and workers. And that represents about 1.7 million in revenue. So we're going to meet and exceed the baseline goal that we set for ourselves as we rolled into 24, while we're going to continue to focus on ongoing training support for our event managers for these three programs, the admins, and continue to refine all the event management functionality for these. And I'll be back to see you in December and provide you a full year-end update in the December's President's Update. So stay tuned. Okay, now let's talk SCCA programs where the rubber meets the road, or in rallycross parlance, where the rubber meets the dirt. So let's dive in. I know this is usually everybody's favorite chapter in the President Update book. So let's get going. 2024 Solo National Tour and Pro Solo Tour. Well, as many of you know, the young lady on our screen here is none other than Tracy Lewis. Did she give me that copy, So Many Cones, So Little Time? I don't know. I think that's a pretty familiar phrase in the solo community, but Tracy knows a little bit about not only navigating the cones, but how to navigate successful execution of great SCCA solo events. So we are close to finishing the national tour schedule for 2024, but we've got a couple of Texas-sized championship events. Forgive my bias, being a resident of Texas. We've got a couple of events left in the chute, so let's cover those quickly. Lighting the fuse to the Tire Rack SCCA 2024 Solo Nationals is the Tire Rack Extreme Street Invitational Shootout. There's some long names in here. Extreme Street Invitational Shootout taking place on Saturday, 8/31 at Lincoln Air Park. That event will take place on the Test and Tune course in Lincoln. And excited, rumor has it, even your president CEO might be getting in a car there. So really excited about that. So while they're on the Test and Tune course, America's premier autocross championship series, also known as Pro Solo, and the Pro Solo finale, they will take to the concrete across Saturday and Sunday in Lincoln. As many of you know, the Pro Solo Series is an adrenaline-pumping autocross format where drivers still run on a course by themselves, but they start off with a side-by-side drag racing style start and run two mirror image courses to see who gets back to the respective finish line first. This is tip of the sword competition, just like Solo Nats, and I think we've currently got a ballpark of around 325 entries. for the pro solo finale. So this will definitely be a battle for the ages. So excited about that. And no, yours truly will not be in the pro solo finale because I'm not good enough to make the cut. But anyway, I will be there working and supporting the team. One thing I can do, though, I'm sure that massive turnout for the pro finale has been multiplied by some outstanding social media work by Langley Clark, an SCCA official, with an immediate media assist based on this image here from Grassroots Motorsports. Thank you, GRM. Okay, and it might have something to do with a cameo from a trending Graham influencer, some guy named Cobb, who goes by the handle of SS51LE, even though he doesn't have an SS1LE anymore. But anyway, appreciated my time and opportunity to do that. Hopefully folks saw that. Hopefully you liked it. And hats off to Langley and SCCA official and the marketing team for continuing to put great content out there to promote our events. On to Solo Nats. This year, the Tire Rack SCCA Solo National Championship is the Wild West. You can probably see that a little bit from our logo, which has a little bit of a Western motif with a nice Western font, a nice tip of the hat there on the top of the cone. I think that's Miles in that picture, sporting those shades, looking good. So right now we've got about, I think a little bit north of 1,350 autocrossers showing up in Lincoln for a rootin' tootin' hollering good time, September 2 through 6. There'll be big guns, as in past Solo National Champion trophy finishers wandering the prairie. The prairie in this sense is 100 acres of concrete, of course. Lots of horsepower and shootouts measured to 1,000th of a second. So we're really excited about that. And if that's not enough, we've got some special guests joining us this year. On the left, George Silverman, president of the Automobile Competition Committee of the United States, also known as the acronym ACUS, which is an Association of American Auto Racing Sanctioning Bodies, which includes IMSA, IndyCar, NASCAR, NHRA, SCCA, and USAC. He's got a pretty good Rolodex based on that. George will be joining us, I believe, on Monday and Tuesday, so he'll be there for opening ceremonies Monday night. Michael Good, on the right there, was just named recently as the Performance Racing Industry, aka PRI, named as their new president. And we've had some good conversations with Mike across recent time, and I've got some news to share with you about a SCCA PRI partnership, and I'll share that a little bit later. And I believe Mike's going to show up Tuesday and Wednesday. So we'll do our best to show these folks great hospitality, introduce them to SCCA's welcoming environment with a little bit of a tip of the hat to the West done solo style. And who knows, along the way, we might get them in a solo car or two. So excited about that. Moving forward, also at Solo Nats on Thursday, I believe that's September 5th, those in Lincoln that are considering a club, building a club spec car will be encouraged to take a seat behind the wheel during Club Spec Demo Day, where we'll have an S197 Ford Mustang and an NC Mazda Miata MX-5. They'll be on site, they'll be fully prepped with all the Club Spec Go Fast goodies and ready for folks to test out. So we're ready for that and excited about that. Hopefully you'll get a little bit of time behind the wheel if you're in Lincoln in one of these great club spec cars. So with that as a warm up of some SCCA hashtag fun with cars, let's pivot and dive into some road racing. So at this point, all 10 Hoosier Super Tours are now complete. When you aggregate all 10 of these events, entries increased by over 10% versus 2023. Where we averaged, I think, right around 250, 260 cars per event. We also had inside that mix the largest non-runoffs road racing event ever, with 555 cars taking track at the Chicago Region June Sprints at Road America. Our overall likely to recommend from the 2024 Hoosier Super Tour came in at right around 84%. I believe the top scores from an overall experience standpoint from the tour this year were attributed to Hallett and Portland. And our opportunities this year came from Atlanta and Road America, where I think both of those, we had some weather challenges as well as some schedule challenges. So, but overall, a really good showing with the Super Tour. Thank you, Hoosier. Thank you, all our region leaders. Thank you, all our stewards, all our volunteers, all our staff, everybody who lent a hand in making that a success this year. An additional tool that made that HST experience even stronger this year was our streaming vis-a-vis Driver's Eye, which continues to grow in popularity. This year, as you can see on the slide, on a year-to-date basis, we've aggregated about 235,000 views, accumulated over 75,000 hours of racing, SCCA racing watched. Average view duration is right around 20 minutes with a total impression population of about 2 million. So great work, Driver's Eye and team. I'd like to extend a great big thank you to the entire Driver's Eye team, Brendan, Brian, Greg, 5G, Lefty McLeod, the extended production and broadcast team, everybody involved for doing such an outstanding job on behalf of the SCCA season. This is inviting a lot of folks who maybe aren't already nose deep in the SCCA into who we are, what we do, how we show up, and the fun that can be had with SCCA club racing. So it's a great outreach mechanism. So we're going to continue that. One of the things we're also going to continue is our support for Spec MX5, which continues to grow. Our newest national level class, Spec MX5, in its first year established itself as the third largest class in the Hoosier Super Tour and U.S. Majors Tour competition. And I think we averaged about 22, 23 cars average at each Super Tour stop. And while more entries are always a good thing for host regions, it also has boosted our population of younger drivers looking to gain experience in SCCA competition and potentially climb the motorsports ladder to a professional career afterwards. We've been excited to welcome these new members and their families into the club. And with programs like the Class Ambassador providing driver mentoring and support for race directors and the adoption of Flagtronics, SMX has certainly helped us pilot some new initiatives that can span into the entire program down the road. So really thankful for Mazda's support, everybody's support of SMX, Spec MX5. And yeah, let's talk about another road racing class where we got some recent feedback. SMX has enjoyed a good run so far, but I want to read you some excerpts from a letter we received just last week. Actually, this letter was received from Roby Clark and his team at SCCA Enterprises, which do a fabulous job with SRF3 and FE and FE2. And I'm just going to read it to you. I've taken excerpts. The letter was a little bit longer than this, but I shortened it for the sake of presentation. I didn't cut out any negative comments, so don't go there. Highlights are as follows. I'm a former mechanic, built an S2, but have no time or desire to twist nuts. Anyway, I've tried doing my own thing, doing it all myself with an expensive car, and now I'm with Alliance Racing in an SRF3. What an amazing little car. Absolutely perfect for what the club stands for the guy that just wants to race for fun, do it on a budget, but still wants to be in a legit series or class on the national level. This is it. Love it, and I'll do anything to keep this class healthy and growing. Keep up your fine work, and thanks. And I'm not going to tell you this person's last name. You might be able to guess it since he races with Alliance, but thank you, Rodney. And you might just see Rodney at a future SCCA National Championship runoffs in the future. So great segue, Mike. Let's talk about SCCA National Championship runoffs. So all of this great content has got to lead us to the 60th anniversary runoffs presented by Sunoco. Anticipation's building for the return to Road America, September 28th through October 6th. We certainly welcome longtime partner Sunoco as a presenting sponsor of the event. We're currently sitting at about 527 driver entries with over 300 volunteers signed up to support the event. So we're excited about it. Can't wait to get back to the National Park of Speed. And of course, races will again be live streamed through SCCA's YouTube channel with broadcast production for the 15th straight year coming from Apex Broadcast. One other thing you might want to check into in support of the runoffs is we're going to have a great line of merch. You know, the paddock shop up there at Road America has a great shop. And Julie does a super job and all her helpers up there running that shop. But anyway, this year in support of the runoffs, the paddock shop at Road America is in the process of outfitting the store with runoffs apparel, hardware, headwear, drinkware, souvenirs, and they've got more items on the way. Prices are reasonable. I think they've got shirts starting at $22 and stemless wine glasses costing just $10. So if you want to style it in a Runoffs logo to emblazoned polo, a hoodie, so you're prepared for those crisp, dry October mornings in the kettle moraine, this is where you need to go. I think you can go to shop.roadamerica.com to order your Runoffs merch today, or just go to the roadamerica.com website, and I'm sure it'll show you how to get to the paddock shop. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, and you'll see a special collection focused just on the Runoffs. And I want to thank Julie and our marketing team for doing such a great job in branding that apparel in a first-class fashion. One other thing that's going to happen at SCCA National Championship Runoffs is we're going to have a celebration extravaganza Thursday night, October 3rd, and we're going to have a rock and blues musical group there called Backroads. Now, this is a band that has a couple of familiar SCCA faces in it. Second from the left, no, that's not Daughtry. That's our very own Eric Prill leading some serious jam, and rumor has it this jamming session might just include more cowbell. So I don't know what that means. All I can say is, I mean, who doesn't want more cowbell? Who doesn't have a fever for more cowbell? All right. So look forward to seeing everybody there October 3rd to really figure out what that's all about. Closing the loop on SCCA road racing, club racing, just last week, 2 months ago, SCCA hosted its first webinar discussing a proposal that would be potentially bringing some changes to the SCCA road racing program. The proposal is aimed at improving the experience at the SCCA National Championship Runoffs, improving the experience in competition at U.S. Major Tour events, which includes the Hoosier Super Tour, and it also includes supporting future class evolution. That proposal, baseline proposal, is based on discussions with the Club Racing Board, of course, SCCA's National Board of Directors, member feedback, and a second webinar to follow. The first one was just held last week on August 15th, where Eric Prill, VP of Road Racing, shared the next steps in the proposal. I'm not going deep in that tonight because time doesn't allow me to do that. However, a detailed recap of that National Road Racing 2025 and beyond can be found on scca.com. Executive summary: the runoffs will decrease from 9 days, which includes 3 optional test days, 3 qualifying days, and 3 race days, to 7 days, inclusive of 3 optional test days, 2 days of qualifying, 2 days of racing. And the result is that not all currently eligible runoffs classes will be invited to the future or in the future. And to accomplish this, the team that I just named, CRB, BOD, staff, et cetera, and all of you are working collaboratively and collectively to navigate class participation through active class management going forward. So a full summary and the video can be found on scca.com under the news tab. So just look for the article titled Runoffs Proposal Details Revealed if you haven't seen that and or if you want more information. Well, there's the headline you got to look for right there, Mike. If you just click your slide, there you go. All right, let's stay on track, but let's pivot over to the Tire Rack SCCA Time Trials National Tour, which is almost complete. 2 events remaining, and we'll be rolling into pit race this weekend. In fact, it's going to be a bit of an integrated shindig at pit race this weekend, as Steel Cities region, as the Time Trials National Tour will be joining the Steel Cities region End of the Summer Showcase Festival this Friday through Sunday. So I think we've already got about 80 plus drivers registered for the SCCA Time Trial National Tour portion of this, but that doesn't include all the other folks who are going to participate in a track event, a double knee div championship points event, a Great Lakes FC Championship Series event, a United States Touring Car Championship, a driver's school, and 2 days of autocross. So it's going to be a smorgasbord of SCCA hashtag fun with cars. Hats off to Steel Cities region and SCCA staff, which is currently headed that direction to help support the event, to all the workers, to all the stewards, to all the volunteers who make that great. I believe they've got already over 350 drivers and workers supporting some serious, what's going to be a serious hashtag Fun with Weekend at Pittsburgh International Race Complex. So we're excited about that, and I look forward to sharing a recap with you once we have all of that success in hand. All right, let's move forward and keep talking a little Tire Rack Time Trials. This time, let's focus on Tire Rack Time Trials Nationals, powered by Hagerty. The date is October 24 through 27. The venue is National Corvette Museum Motorsports Park in Bowling Green, beautiful Bowling Green, Kentucky. We're currently sitting at about 163 registrations for TT Nats. That does not include the Ultimate Track Car Challenge registrations, which Ultimate Track Car Challenge will also be joining us for this year's TT Nats. Bottom line is we're going to have a full paddock of mild to wild builds, all racing against the clock to put down their best time. So excited about that, and really looking forward to that event in Bowling Green at NCM. Building on that, rumor has it that TT might have a couple of special four-wheel guests that are a bit, I don't know, what's the best way to say it? Maybe they're a bit radical. I don't know. Look at the picture and fill in the blank. So bottom line is we're working to bring Radical to Time Trials Nats, courtesy of Radical USA Indianapolis. You might know the owner of that distributor. I believe that is none other than IndyCar Series driver Graham Rahal. So stay tuned for more on this. And odds are pretty good I'm not going to be allowed to get in one of those race cars. Okay. Oh man, I can't believe this happened. I had one more piece of big time trial news, but I guess I've been mussed, right? I guess I've been hit by a massive DDoS attack here. Dude, I think you're lost. I'm not lost. This was just shut down. I had more news to share. This was probably Hayward from Maine diving in and blocking this so I couldn't share it. Anyway, so sorry for that malicious attack, blocking my attempt to share some news with you. However, you're probably going to hear about this within the next 5 to 7 days. So stay tuned to SCCA.com and for all the news you can use. That's the destination, and you'll probably see it there. Let's flip channels over to Track Night in America, driven by Tire Rack. They're having another outstanding year. And this month, Hawk Performance, the official brake products of SCCA, is teaming up with Track Night in America across the month of August to offer a coupon code that gives $25 off the purchase of a newly created Track Night event registration during the month of August. Okay, it's a really catchy coupon code, Hawk August Nights 2024. All right, so use that code for new registrations across the month of August. Share that code for new registrations across the month of August, and we'll see you at a track night hopefully very soon. All right, enough of that pavement stuff. Let's go over to Rallycross National Tour and talk about where the rubber hits the dirt here a little bit. So first off, before I dive into the Rallycross National Tour, we've got a new logo courtesy of SCCA Marketing up there in that upper right-hand corner. That looks great. Thank you, team. I think that's courtesy of SCCA Marketing and the Rallycross board, so forgive me. So perfect timing as they wind down their 2024 National Tour and prepare for Rallycross Nationals, which is coming in October. Just completed the Southern Sweet Tea Classic in Huntsville, Alabama, and got one more event slated for the end of this month in Cottageville, West Virginia, and that would be the Country Roads National Tour. And then the this year's Rallycross National Championship, which is October 18th through 20th, will take place in Holly Tree Off-Road Park in the mountains of Holly Tree, Alabama. It will boast not 2 days of competition, but 3 this year. And drivers will take runs on 4 different courses over those 3 days, with Friday now including the first course competition instead of just a class inspection. So bottom line, it's more runs, more fun, and more time on the dirt. So we think that's a winning trifecta. A couple of other quick bullet points, news for the Rallycross community. The RXB proposed a new rule set to include traditional mass-produced UTVs in 2 classes, Max and Sport. And that same board, the Rallycross board, is seeking member applications to fill an open position for 2025. Rallycross board members must attend one call per month, engage in email conversations to help develop rules, standards, and procedures that govern SCCA Rallycross events. And interested members are invited to submit their resumes and credentials to, it's pretty simple, rxb@scca.com. So if you're interested in helping out with Rallycross, please feel free to submit your email of interest to rxb@scca.com. I'm going to pause for a quick drink of water, team. Oh, thank you so much. And I promise it's just water. All right, let's finish the program conversation. Last and certainly not least, the United States Road Rally Challenge 2024 Challenge will be November 9 through 11. It will be hosted by the Cal Club region. And I believe this year it's going to consist of 2 national tour rallies and a national course rally. Teams will be vying for points in each of the 3 rallies, which are based on their finishing positions in class. The top team in each class will be the one with the most points at the end of the weekend. Entry fee is $105 per rally car. Running all 3 national rallies, you can save $15 per car if you use the code. I'm sure I should have made that a little bolder down there. If you use run all 3 at checkout. So good way to save $15 on your registration. And I believe rally headquarters will be the Hampton Inn and Suites located in Lancaster, California. So again, to learn more information, just go to scca.com, search for United States Road Rally Challenge, and you'll find it there. All right, let's talk about a little bit about our partners, because we can do all this great, have all this great fun without our partners, both internal partners and external. So let's keep going. First, I want to thank all of our officials, Tire Rack, Sunoco, Hawk, and Hagerty. Thank you for all of your continued support. Also want to just mention, through a quick shout out to all of our region partners, that just a heads up that our quarterly region meetings will resume right after Solo Nationals. So you can see September 10, 12, 17, jumbo, small, and medium large region. Those meetings will be coming up very soon. So please watch your inbox. Please make sure you have representation from your region at those meetings. It's important. We need to hear from you, and we've got some things that are pretty important that we need to share with you, some important conversations. So thank you for planning ahead and trying to make time to be there. And then right now we've got all region calls slated for December 10th. Speaking of dates in the future, the SCCA 2025 National Convention will take place January 16th through the 24th. And you want to mark that on your calendar. I believe registration for that is going to open around December 1, December 2nd. And you can also make a note that the National Convention will once again be free for all members to attend, and it's going to be completely online, easy to attend as well. This year's theme, we're going to tie it to invite, and it will explore how members can actively invite new participants, encourage leadership, and engage in meaningful conversations that help accelerate our growth as a club. So in addition to the National Convention, we obviously can continue to encourage the divisions to hold their own conventions and in person if possible. Divisions hosting any convention will feature representatives from SCCA national staff. I believe this year in 24, I think we made all division meetings with a full complement of national staff at each one of those meetings. So thank you, divisions, for the invite, and thank you, Chris and Abby, for helping schedule staff to all of those. And it was a great learning time for everybody. So right now, of the 9 SCCA divisions, I believe we have 2 confirmed dates for conventions in 25 so far. Southeast Division, I think they're confirmed for January 24, 25, with Great Lakes Division being confirmed for February 28 through March 1. CDIV is St. Simon's Island as a locale, and Great Lakes will be in the great city of Fort Wayne. So registration for the DivCons and several others will be announced in the near future. So be looking for details from Region Dev and support. Speaking of partners, man, oh man, the SCCA Foundation's on fire. So as you know, they hold multiple fundraising sweepstakes each year. And this time around, the grand prize will deliver you to the 2025 Monaco Grand Prix. So, I know that Monaco is kind of an expensive place. So while you may not be able to afford a trip to Monaco, especially during F1, we're confident you can muster $25 for 18 entries to this sweepstakes. Or for those looking to increase their odds, more tickets can be purchased. For example, doubling that $25 donation will land you 40 entries. Doubling that again to 100 will place 90 entries in your inbox. And you can keep increasing your chances with a $1,000 donation being good for 1,750 entries. So sweepstake closes on November 30th, 2024. And the drawing will be held at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on December 7th, 2024. I think there's a caveat. I think the one caveat is a minimum of 50,000 must be raised in the sweepstakes, but I think they've already exceeded that. I think they're already north of 70,000. And I just got an update. I think I saw an update today that they've sweetened this opportunity by adding a flash prize. And you saw it just pop up on the screen, hopefully, a 3D model of the F1 Circuit de Monaco. I think it's about 7 by 7 inches in size. It's 3D model artwork that is an accurate to scale printed piece that looks like of course, the track of Monaco. So I think you've also got the Monaco Harbor there in brilliant blue, providing great contrast, but you've got to act fast because the flash prize is available for those who purchase sweepstakes tickets from now until Labor Day. And there's a cheat code that might be involved in this. Anybody get their up to speed e-letter last night? If you did, the cheat code's there. But don't worry, the cheat code's also, there's also a recent article and post on sccanews.com, and any codes are embedded in there as well. So one other reminder, the SCCA Foundation Region Grant Initiative is also going concurrently. So if you haven't checked that out and that is of interest, make sure you check that out as well. And I don't know this to be true, but I'm pretty confident the winner of this is going to get a private tour of the yacht that's pictured here. And I believe that's either Jeff's or Arnie's yacht. So yeah, they're doing okay. Yeah, Foundation doing okay. Just kidding. It's a great picture. It's not our yacht, not the Foundation's, not Inc. Just trying to add a little fun to tonight's presentation. All right, more fun. So you met this gentleman earlier in our pre-zone, Mike Good from PRI. Just wanted to share this. This is preliminary, team. Don't go to press with this. I know this is recorded. I'm indemnifying myself because I'm trying to share information, and in fact, in front of us having a term sheet completely inked on this, but we're going to be working with PRI going forward to develop a partnership. Some of the things we're currently talking about included in the partnership will be discounted PRI individual and business membership dues, potential scholarship funding coming back to SCCA based on every new net PRI member addition that comes from the SCCA, integration and collaboration with the SEMA PRI Regulatory and Legislative Advocacy Unit. And I'm just telling you, SEMA and PRI probably have one of the most robust advocacy organizations in the United States as it relates to mobility and motorsports. And we need, the time is now for sharing our voice on retaining our rights to enjoy grassroots amateur motorsports. And they're a great partner, I believe, in helping us pursue that course. We're also going to get some monthly posts on PRI social media sites that are SCCA and SCCA event centric, and inclusion of SCCA articles and cross promotion of our marketing efforts through the PRI newsletter, their weekly newsletter. So yeah, a lot of great stuff coming that way. Quick snapshot of their magazine. One of the other things that's going to happen in December, I've already confirmed this with John Doonan, the president of IMSA. IMSA seems to be on fire right now in a positive way. There's going to be a Cobb Doonan Race Support Forum on Thursday, December 12th at PRI in the TOPS HQ area. We're going to have a special 10 by 20 display tent set up for our folks to meet under a PRI member, PRI show kind of banner to get some promotional material, meet up, water stop, use it as a social media posting board space, etc. We're also working to try to get a PRI and SCCA preview session. Women's, the WIMNA event is taking place in Indianapolis, excuse me, this year in front of the start of PRI. And so that attendance for WIMNA has grown every year. So we look forward to hopefully getting some of our leaders from Women on Track involved in that event this year, as well as other ladies from the SCCA club involved in that. It's a great team. Lynn St. James, whom you saw earlier, plays a leadership role inside that organization. And as I mentioned already, we're going to have Mike Good. We're going to have him present and hopefully in a car at Solo Nationals, Lincoln Air Park, September 3 through 6. So a lot of good things going on there. One other partnership piece I wanted to mention in partnership with SCCA Academy. I'm not going to read you all these numbers because there's quite a few numbers here, but I am going to call out a couple. One, thank you to Chris Robbins, Abby, anybody and everybody who's contributed to content development, and everybody who's participated in taking these courses. The curriculum is working. It's proving to be effective. Our current likely to recommend score from everybody who's going through content in SCCA Academy still hovers north of 90%, right around 94%. And number one and still growing in terms of course adoption is the Corner Marshal in FNC. We've had 900 orders with almost 800 completions to date. And I think that's pretty outstanding. So appreciate that and appreciate all the support everybody out there across the family is providing and supporting and participating in these academy sessions, and also appreciate everybody inviting the newbies into these academy sessions so we can train folks up right in the SCCA way. Speaking of training folks up right in the SCCA way, I've got too many acronyms, team. One of the things I just want to give you an update on, Chris and the team continue to work on our ladder series of training, starting with flagging communication, especially for IMSA. And that is in progress right now. This is just an opening slide from that. And here's just a preliminary syllabus talking about some of the key content and chapters that will be in the SCCA Academy IMSA training module. Our goal is to get this up and running before the end of the year. John Doonan is hugely excited about it. And this will be first up. And once we do dot the I and cross the T here, there's probably an opportunity for us to continue moving around the ACUS table to see if there's anybody else interested in us providing quality trained volunteers to support their events. So hats off to Chris and the team for continuing to develop that, and look forward to an additional update on that in the very near future. All right, Mike, you're 50 minutes in. You better close strong because we want to hear, that's a bunch of blah, blah. We want to hear how the club's doing. Great. Well, I got your number. Better said, I've got your numbers. When you look at total membership, total annual members, you can see August 8th, 2024. If you can see my cursor, my mouse right here, we're right at 51,603. A year ago, we're 50,656. So we're roughly 1,000 north of where we were a year ago. And that is the largest growth year over year since that time period in 23. So we're doing well on membership, full-time membership. This is a snapshot of national receipts and annual members combined on one chart. You can see, again, 3-year trajectory going from 49,000 members to 51,000 members, and national receipts, national membership receipts. This does not include regional memberships, moving from 1.9 to 2.3. Both. So the good news on both of those charts is, even if you don't understand them, the trend line is hockey stick to a positive way on both of them. That's good. Another positive hockey stick trend line can be seen on this chart right here. Our point of departure here is 2019. And in 2019, we had about 51% of our memberships transactions going through the member account portal. And I'm happy to say that as where we stand today, January through July, we've had almost 90% of our membership transactions go through our member account portal. So what that means, team, is that is a marker of efficiency. It's a marker of reduced friction in the system. And in simple Cobb language, it's a marker of success. So thank you for using MAP. Thank you, John, Amy, Deanna, Vance, the team that works on it so hard day in and day out, all our membership services ladies here, and all of you for using that. It was a good investment and it's bearing good fruit. You know, sometimes I get questions from some folks when I'm out supporting events. They go, Mike, you know, we think you show, you know, kind of what sometimes we call it marketing math kind of charts, right? Not to discriminate against my marketing brothers and sisters, but we don't know that we trust your 3-year trailing, 5-year trailing kind of stuff. So that's fine. So this is a 7-year trailing looking at national membership. So just another view of where we are and where we're going. And do we have momentum with regard to that? So you can see from 2017, we were at 44,716 annual members, full members. And for 2024, on a 12-month rolling basis, we're right around 51,603. So that's about a 15% increase, 24 through 2017. And about 77,000 more full-time members. And of course, none of these data points include weekend members, which vacillates anywhere from 15 to plus 20,000 members. Okay, so the heartbeat is strong in the organization, membership is strong, and yeah, we're moving forward. Hot minute on grid. Okay, we're going to pick up the pace even more because I've got 6 minutes of your valuable time. And I don't want to hold you over. Number one, I want to make sure everybody knows that coming soon, just in time for championship season, the Up to Speed weekly e-letter will be branded Sports Car News using the familiar sports car branding. Here's a preliminary view of what that'll look like on the right. So if you're a member, you should be getting Up to Speed currently every Tuesday evening in your to the email address that you use for membership. If you're not getting it, 2 things. 1, check your promotion, spam, junk folder, etc. Sometimes, unfortunately, it gets pushed into there. And if you can't find them there, just check in with marketing@scca.com and we'll help you sleuth that out. Now, getting to some big news as well. National Board of Elections is coming up. So if you've ever considered running for a spot on the National Board and you reside in areas, let me see if I can get my magic slide to work here. If you reside in areas 1, 5, 7, 8, and 13, this could be your opportunity. So Mike, if I'm interested, how would I broach this? Well, first step is in running is for a position on the national board is being a member of the SCCA in good standing. That's kind of table stakes. From there, you must be a resident of the area you seek to serve by April 30th of the election year. Whoops, we're already past it. And there needs to be an election in your area, as elections are staggered to manage turnover. Next, you'll need to gather 20 member signatures from your area and submit them to the SCCA National Office prior to the October 1 deadline. So if this is interesting to you and you're in areas 1, 5, 7, 8, and 13, circled in blue on our chart there, I believe, the National BOD election form is located under the General Information tab of the SCCA Member Account Portal, alongside the SCCA Election Procedures for Board of Directors document that covers all of the requirements in greater detail. But before we get to electing new directors, I want to throw a quick shout out to 3 national board members who are timing out this year, rotating off the board. Peter Jankowskis, representing Area 5 and the current chairman of the board. KJ Christopher, representing Area 7 and our current treasurer on the board. And Jeff Zerschmied, whose name I always misspell, forgive me, Jeff, representing Area 13. So to these 3 folks, along with the rest of the board, I'd like to personally thank you for your service, your leadership, and your support. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to the club. So thank you very much for that. Looking forward into the elections themselves for 24, we have incumbent Peter Schneider currently running unopposed for Area 1. In Area 5, Joe Helzer is currently running unopposed for Area 5. Larry Zvatin and Kim Whitener are vying for the Area 7 board seat. And closing out the BOD elections for 24 in Area 8, incumbent Clay Turner is currently running unopposed for Area 8. And Andy Howe is running unopposed for Area 13 with this, which is Jeff's previous area to cover. So just to summarize, if you desire to run for the national board in areas 1, 5, 7, 8, and 13, you need to gather 20 member signatures from your area and submit them to the SCCA national office prior to October 1 deadline. And again, all the information you need around this is in the member account portal, and National Board Election Nomination Form is located under the General Information tab of SCCA's map, alongside the SCCA election procedures for board directors that covers all the requirements in much greater detail. All right. Okay, so closing tonight, I'm at 7:58. I might just nail this hardworking 60-minute thing. So I want to close with this. You may have seen this. You may have listened to this. Inside the SCCA podcast. I just want to reference this. This is a podcast that Brian Belansky and Chris Robbins did just last week. I want to mention it, one, because it was really good, and two, because as we head into championship season, all of us need to be mindful that we're on point for delivering the safe, fun, and exciting motorsports experience that we yearn to deliver to current members as well as potential future members. So as we head into our 6 championship events across the next 90 days, odds are pretty good that tip of the sword level competition will fuel passions, tempers may flare, words may become short, and some may be tempted to, as Chris said here, act like a jerk. So key to success, don't be a jerk. The key to diffusing this starts within each of us as we determine how we show up. My ask for each of you, starting with myself, is that we show up and serve, show up with respect, and that we show up with a mindset focused on delivering excellence through a great experience. In short, let's just break it down really simple. Let's just be nice humans, and let's just focus on being excellent. All right, team, it's 7:59. I didn't keep you long. On behalf of the SCCA team, thank you for your time and continued support. We're recording this for you. We'll post it for your reviewing pleasure. Feel free to forward any input you care to share to president@scca.com. I'll do my best to get back to you in a timely manner. No excuses. It is championship season, and we've got a few things going on, but I'll do my best to respond in a timely manner. Thank you so much for your continued support and leadership and partnership. Thank you. Have a great evening, great weekend, and hope to see you at an SCCA championship event soon. Take care. Godspeed and God bless.